Hello, listeners. In this project, we will be doing exploratory data analysis and hypothesis testing for real and fake job postings. We start with importing the necessary libraries first. After that, we load the dataset and view the initial records present in the dataset. We then move towards basic inspection of the dataset and check the shape and info of the dataset at hand. Then we check the unique values or the number of unique values along with their top value counts for available columns. We do this for all the different columns available in our dataset. Next, we check the missing values available in our dataset. Post this, we jot down all the insights drawn from our basic inspection. We then move to feature engineering and treatment of null values section. Herein, we first create 4 new columns. The values in these columns are of binary type. For example, if for the column company profile, we are creating a new column, if it has any data available in it for a particular record, we put 1 for it in the new column, or else we put 0. Likewise, we do it for all the other columns. Next, we move on to the location column. Herein, we separate out our location column into country, state, and city. We then choose to fill the country column using the mode value of that column. But for the rest of the columns, that is city and state, we use the term unspecified to depict the missing values. Then we go on to tackle each of the columns one by one, starting with the salary range column. After that, we write a function for text data preprocessing, wherein we use normalization, elimination of symbols and punctuations, and stop words, followed by lemmatization of text. We apply this to all the relevant text data columns available in our dataset, like, for example, in company profile, or description, or requirements, and benefits columns. All these are the text data type columns, and we apply the above mentioned function on it to pre-process the text data. Next, we impute the null values in all these columns with the term unspecified. We also use the term unspecified to impute the null values in all the other columns like employment type, required experience, required education, industry, function, and all other columns. Next, we create 4 new columns which will store the lengths of the pre-processed text data. Post that, we drop the irrelevant columns in our dataset. Now we are ready with our final dataset, wherein all the missing values have been imputed and all the necessary new columns have been created. In all, we have 25 new features available in our dataset. Next, we move on to the univariate and bivariate visual analysis. These are the different plots showing the info regarding various univariate and bivariate visualizations. Like, for example, in this plot, here we see that full-time employment type has the most real and fake job postings. It's visible here. Next, we move on to the next plot. Herein we see that mid-senior level is the most preferred required experience for a real job, whereas entry level is the most preferred required experience for a fake job. We go on to plot all the relevant features one by one. Like in the next plot, we see that bachelor's degree is the one which is preferred required education for the real jobs postings, while high school or equivalent education is the most required one for the fake job posting. Likewise, we go on to plot different features. Next, we see a plot of country, wherein we see that US is the country with most real and fake jobs, while city London is the city with most real jobs, and Houston is the city with most fake jobs. We then move on to plot different distributions for numerical features one by one. This is for length description column. This is for length requirement columns, and so on. We then write down all the observations and insights drawn from the univariate and bivariate visualizations. Next, we move on to outlier detection and treatment. We have explained the outlier detection methodology post creation of the box plots here. Then we have applied this methodology to all the relevant columns available in our dataset. Then we have plotted the distributions of the outliers for all the relevant columns. This is for the length column, length company profile column, wherein we see that the outliers is having this kind of distribution. Likewise, we go on to plot for different columns. Next, we move on to visualization of the text data type. Here, we wrote a function to identify different unique words and their counts. Then we are creating a data frame out of it, wherein we store the uniquely identified words in one of the columns and the count in the next column. Using this data frame, we use a tree map to show or visualize top 100 common words in fake job titles. The next one we do for the real job titles. Here, this one is showing the top 100 common words in real job titles. A square box of each word denotes the frequency of the word. Like here we see that manager has the biggest square box. This means that manager is the most frequent word in real job titles. Likewise, we have done this for all the relevant text data type columns. Various tree maps have been created for all the relevant columns. Post that, we write the observations of the text data visualizations, wherein we mention top most frequent words in different columns for real and fake job postings. Next, we plot a heat map depicting the correlation of various numerical features. And then we finally move on to probabilistic and statistical analysis, wherein we do different hypothesis testing. For hypothesis testing, we define the null and alternate hypothesis for each of the cases and then test it using appropriate test. We use a significance level of 0.05 for all our analysis. First four hypotheses are for numerical features. Herein we use a non-parametric test for our hypothesis testing. Why? It is because when we plotted the distribution for all these numerical features, we saw that none of them are of normal distribution. Hence, doing a parametric test will be a bad thing. So we move on to do a non-parametric test, and we have chosen Kruskal-Wallis test as our non-parametric test. Likewise, we do this for all the different four features. Post numerical features, we do hypothesis testing for all the categorical features. In categorical features, we have chosen chi-square test to find out the association between different categorical variables. We do this chi-square test for all the relevant categorical features available in our dataset. like for telecommuting, having company logo, having questions, and so on. Finally, at the end of all these hypothesis tests, we write down all the important observations and insights drawn from the test. And then we have created a rule-based approach of identifying real and fake job postings, wherein we write a function and we take input from user based on our hypothesis testing. Like we are told to enter the company profile here. So let's enter this company profile here. Now we are being told to enter the description for job posting. Let me enter the description for job posting here. Now we are being told to enter the requirements for job posting. So let me write this as the requirement for job posting. Now we are being asked if the company has a logo or not. We say 0. That means the company has no logo. Then we are being asked if the company has posted any questions in their job posting or not. Then we say 0. Suppose they have not posted any questions. The output of this is showing that the job posting is a fake one. This is the rule-based approach that we have created based on our analysis and hypothesis testing. With this, we end the project. Thank you.